father! My father! The chariots and horsemen of Israel!
Imagine living such an extraordinary life that death could not claim you. No grave, no funeral, no burial. Instead, God sent a chariot of fire from heaven to carry you into eternity. This is the incredible true story of Elijah, the fearless prophet who stood alone against kings, defeated hundreds of false prophets, called down fire from heaven, and became one of the greatest servants of God in history. But before he was taken to heaven alive, Elijah faced impossible challenges that tested his faith like never before. Stay until the end, because Elijah's story contains one of the greatest mysteries in the entire Bible. Many years ago, in the Bible, during the reign of King Ahab, a woman named Queen Jezebel, the wife of King Ahab, drove the kingdom of Israel deeper into spiritual darkness. She built temples for Baal, the Canaanite god, whom people believed controlled rain, storms, and fertility. Altars dedicated to the Lord were torn down. The prophets of God were hunted and executed. Fear silenced almost everyone. Almost. Far away in the rugged hills of Gilead, God was preparing one man. We know almost nothing about Elijah's early life. The Bible introduces him without genealogy, without ceremony, and without warning. One moment, King Ahab believed he ruled Israel. The next moment, a prophet stood before him with a message that would shake an entire nation. As surely as the Lord, the God of Israel lives, there will be neither dew nor rain except at my word. With that single declaration, Elijah challenged Baal on his own supposed territory. If Baal truly controlled the rain, why couldn't he make a single drop fall? Not long after Elijah delivered God's message, the whole land of Israel was struck with heavy drought. As the drought tightened its grip on the land, God ordered Elijah to disappear. Hidden beside the brook Cherith, Elijah entered complete dependence on God. Then something astonishing happened. Every sunrise, black ravens flew through the sky, carrying bread and meat. Every evening, they returned again. The same birds, often associated with scavenging, became God's delivery service. While kings worried about survival, the prophet quietly watched God provide every single day. But God's lessons were not over. Soon, the brook dried up. Even Elijah's source of water disappeared. God was teaching his prophet, and us, that faith does not depend on circumstances. It depends on the one who controls them. When one door closed, God opened another. This time through an unlikely person, a starving widow. In the town of Zarephath, during the devastating famine, lived a poor widow and her only son. Their food was gone. All she had left was a handful of flour and a little oil, just enough for one final meal. She believed that after they ate, they would die. As she gathered sticks to prepare the meal, the prophet Elijah approached her. He asked for a drink of water and then for a piece of bread. The widow replied, "I have only a handful of flour and a little oil. I am preparing one last meal for my son and me. After that, we will die." Human logic said, "Keep what little you have." But Elijah told her, "Do not be afraid. Feed me first, and the Lord will provide." She chose to trust God. From that day on, the jar of flour never became empty, and the jug of oil never ran dry. Day after day, God quietly performed a miracle in her home. And this incredible story was only the beginning. After more than 3 years without rain, God called Elijah back into the public eye. Mount Carmel became the stage for one of the greatest confrontations in biblical history. 450 prophets of Baal stood on one side. One prophet of the living God stood on the other.
Louder,
The rules
for
were
he
simple.
is a God.
2 sacrifices, no human fire. Whichever God answered with fire would be recognized as
Shout
the
louder,
true God.
For he
From
is a
morning
God.
until evening, the prophets of Baal shouted, danced, and prayed. Nothing happened. Not a spark, not a whisper, not a single response. Then Elijah stepped forward. He rebuilt the broken altar of the Lord. He drenched the sacrifice with water, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Every observer knew what that meant. If fire came now, no one could claim it was a trick. Elijah prayed only a few sentences. Then heaven answered. Fire crashed down from above. The sacrifice vanished. The wood disappeared. Even the stones were consumed. The water surrounding the altar evaporated instantly. The crowd fell face down in awe. The Lord, He is God. For the first time in years, dark clouds rolled across the sky. Rain poured over Israel once again. After Elijah defeated the 400 prophets of Baal, victory did not end Elijah's struggles. When Queen Jezebel threatened his life, the fearless prophet fled into the wilderness. Alone beneath a broom tree, Elijah reached his lowest moment. He prayed for God to take his life. Instead of rebuking him, God cared for him. An angel brought fresh bread, cool water, and much-needed rest. Sometimes the greatest miracle is not fire from heaven. It is God's gentle care for a weary heart. Years later, Elijah and his faithful disciple Elisha walked toward the Jordan River, but the river blocked their path. Elijah struck the water with his cloak, and the river divided, and they crossed. After they crossed the river, Elijah asked, "What would you like before I am taken away?" Elisha answered, "Let me inherit a double portion of your spirit." Then the impossible happened. A blazing chariot of fire appeared. Horses of fire separated the 2 men. A whirlwind swept Elijah into the heavens. Elisha watched in stunned silence as his teacher disappeared forever. No grave, no funeral, no burial, only glory.